The man was suddenly horrified to discover that there were some strange grayish-white substances on his coat. Curious, Jace placed it under a microscope to observe. To his surprise, the grayish-white substance suddenly seemed to come alive. It began wriggling under the microscope. Jace stared blankly at everything before him. He didn't notice the abnormality beside him at all. By the time Jace reacted, it was already too late. The grayish-white substance had actually merged with the plant. Then it began to grow wildly. In the blink of an eye, it grew into huge vines. Immediately, the vines dragged Jace, trying to rush out of the room. But since the door was closed, the vines changed direction again, heading toward the basement sewer. Fortunately, Jace pulled it back with all his strength. The vines finally shrank back. However, strangely, it actually disappeared. Just as Jace was puzzled about where the vines had gone, he suddenly found his arm covered with red filament-like strands, and they couldn't be removed. So he quickly disinfected his arm. Jace was tormented to the point of exhaustion. In the end, he was so tired that he fell asleep. But suddenly he was awakened by a burst of inexplicable itching. A red tentacle emerged from under the bandage. Realizing something was wrong, Jace panicked. He quickly tore off the bandage, only to find the wounded area was now covered with tentacles. In order to figure out what it was, Jace tried to pull it out with tweezers. But the next second, a large lump swelled up on his arm.
Holy crap! There's something in my arm!
This time the man was completely unsettled. Jace picked up scissors and cut open his skin, only to discover there was an unknown object inside. Jace was startled. He quickly grabbed tools and dug it out, looking at such a bizarre object before him. Even Jace, as a botanist, didn't know the origin of the fruit. He took out a lab mouse to prepare for testing. But after a long time, the fruit showed no reaction. And just when Jace thought the experiment had failed, the fruit slowly opened, revealing sharp fangs inside. Then a terrifying scene followed.